This is topic 2 in the circulatory system, talking about circulatory pathways. Goals for this topic are to be able to describe the relationship between the vessels in the circulatory system and the pumping muscles of the heart, talking about the pathway of blood through the body as it travels from the heart to the lungs for oxygenation, back to the heart, and then out to the body to deliver that oxygen and pick up carbon dioxide. You should also be able to describe the process of the capillary tissue fluid exchange. In the human body, there are 2 different circulatory pathways, and so the heart is referred to as a double pump. There are 4 chambers in mammalian hearts, and this allows for very efficient pumping of blood through the circulatory system without mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. In this diagram, you can see that red is used to note vessels that are carrying oxygenated blood, usually arteries, though not always, and blue is used to note vessels carrying deoxygenated blood, usually veins, again, not always. And then shown in purple are the capillary beds, the vessels that are involved in gas exchange, where oxygen is delivered to tissues and carbon dioxide is picked up. Remember that arteries carry blood away from the heart. That's how an artery is classified. And veins are returning blood back to the heart. The oxygenated, deoxygenated, that usually matches, but there are a couple examples where there are exceptions, and that would be up here in this pulmonary system. Here we see a pulmonary artery carrying deoxygenated blood. It's an artery because blood is traveling away from the heart. And on the flip side, here's the pulmonary vein carrying blood back to the heart, although in this case, a vein is carrying oxygenated blood. So arteries and veins in the pulmonary pathway carry the opposite blood type than what you would expect. In the pulmonary circuit, we have blood leaving the heart via the pulmonary arteries, carbon dioxide from the blood exchanged for oxygen, the capillary beds of the lungs, and then oxygenated blood returns to the heart via the pulmonary veins. You can see here the heart. The upper chambers are the receiving chambers, and the lower chambers, called ventricles, are the pumping chambers. So here on the right-hand side of the heart, we orient left and right as if this heart was in your own chest. So right-hand side's over here in blue. The right ventricle is pumping deoxygenated blood up through a valve and then branches out into these paired pulmonary arteries that travel to the lungs. At the lungs, gas exchange occurs, the capillary beds, and then oxygenated blood runs back here from the right lung, behind the heart, and from the left lung behind the heart, both entering at the left atrium. Pulmonary veins are returning oxygenated blood to the heart. The systemic circuit is a circuit that transports blood around to the body. Oxygenated blood, again, leaving from a ventricle, so the left ventricle is carrying oxygenated blood up here through the aortic valve, which kind of tucks behind, around the aortic arch, and then down the descending aorta to the organs. Once the blood has been delivering its oxygen load to the tissues and muscles and organs, the deoxygenated blood then returns to the heart from the lower extremities via the inferior vena cava, collecting in the right atrium, and from the upper extremities, the head and arms, via the superior vena cava, again collecting in the right atrium. So systemic circuit is the body system delivering oxygenated blood, returning deoxygenated blood.